Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dean Callan Show. So, we're back again, and I've just now realized I haven't turned all the lights on. Right. That's a bit better, right? Okay. So, I have a little bit of a plan for you today. I've written down this many notes. I'm trying to get better at this. I want it to be a little bit more entertaining and a little bit more of a distraction than it has been of late. So I'm going to keep practicing, try to get better at it. Right, so I'm going to start, as I have every other episode, talking about what I got up to today. I got up, I made breakfast, I went for a ride. And interestingly, the crazy thing that happened to me when I went out for a ride, I rode past like car accident. I don't know how you would I don't know how to describe it really, but it was like basically there's a parked car and someone's crashed into it. It was nuts. So I'm going to share that with you today. I've got a video from Josh Limfit, who's at Propping Up the Bar. He's made a cocktail for us. I don't know how well everyone, just to check, to know that I'm live, is the audio working? Because my phone is buzzing away here. I'm assuming there's something wrong. Don't know. Anyway, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to just assume everything's working and keep rolling with it. Right, so I've got that. Josh has got a wicked video. He's put a lot of effort into it, and I hope that you have the ingredients at home. I don't have all the ingredients to make the cocktail that Josh is recommending. So I'm going to make a different cocktail today. Like I actually don't have all the ingredients, but that's okay. So moving forward. I also cooked a curry for lunch, which was delicious. And I thought to myself, if I'm doing a daily blog type thing, I need to continually create my own content. So I thought I'd make a time lapse of me making a curry. Could be interesting. I guess I could use it like later on doing that type of thing if I'm explaining how to do milk punch filtrations or like, I don't know, cooking off syrups and stuff like that. And you could watch the condensed version of me making it and I could just explain it. That's the idea. Let's see how that rolls. Yeah, I found a few new things. My highlight of my day was bringing my son Axel out to the bar. Like I said, he's always going to feature, but check this out. So, I'm into gadgets. I love gadgets. But this is the coolest little thing. So, obviously, the bar is like 6 centimeters thick. It's like a solid piece of a tree. So you can't just sit him down here I can't sit him at a chair there because he's like, 1.5 meters, 1,200 millimeters high off the floor. If he falls, he's going to hurt himself. But this, right, despite the thickness of the bar, I can undo that. I can stick this onto the bar, tighten it up, and it's like solid. It's all aluminium construction with hard steel here. And it clips, as you can see, clips onto the bar. And then little man has a little seat to chill in. So I brought him in here earlier on when I was like doing the glass washing and stuff like that, and propped him up. And I tried to entertain him while I was cleaning everything. I was cleaning my disco ball. And it's actually, the video I made of trying to impress him is entertaining. I'm going to play it later on. But I might get started, play a little video. I'll show you what I was talking about when I talk about going for a ride. I'll show you the ride and I'll show you the crash. It's actually pretty crazy. So let me have a look at where that is, and boom. All right, yeah. I forgot to take the mini me picture out of there. But this is me. Rode through Peckham, through Camberwell. It's a pretty chilled ride. Went up to the top of the hill. Is that the top of the hill? It's got higher. Why would that be? So whatever that is, and there's my top speed, which doesn't say, and that's where it ended. But somewhere back there, I found this. Look at that. Like, right. I just can't get over it. So someone's hit the back of that car. That car has hit the back of this car. Look at the damage. That car has hit the back of that car, right? So how many? That's 3 cars already. That car has hit the back of this, shattering the back windshield. It doesn't look that bad, actually, now. And then this one's smashed up against that one. Can you imagine coming out to find someone's done that? And I couldn't see any damage. We'll show that again. Hold on, where is it? It's number 7. Bam. I'll show this again. I probably can't. I'll go back out and I'll show it again. Right. So, yeah, look at that, right? But around the road, there was no clear damage from whatever hit it. So I was like, who's hit that? And what were they thinking? It's a really wide road. Did they have to like swerve out of the way of something? So, right, trying to be positive all the time. I'm hoping all those people, no one was hurt, I hope, and I hope all those people were like, cool. I tried to imagine, right? What goes through your head is maybe a bus hit it, maybe a truck hit it, God knows. But whoever hit it, I tried to imagine in my head after I took off from there, what were they doing at the time that they hit it, right? And I couldn't help but get the scene. If you've let me change back to a better camera angle. If you've ever seen the movie Dumb and Dumber, which like I kind of felt that that movie had a massive impact on me and the person that I would become, because I thought it was so cool, but those 2 guys were total losers, and they kind of empowered me to be a loser. And if you're comfortable being a loser, then and you're not concerned about what people think, then you can just be yourself. And if you do that for long enough, you find people that maybe like you being yourself, and then you know you got people that you actually like having around you, right? So it's had a profound impact on me, that movie. And I couldn't get the scene out of my head when they're peeing in beer bottles. So if you haven't seen the movie, I'm going to play a clip from it, because tonight, it's Friday, and I was originally going to play a clip from the movie Friday, but I decided like it's too obvious, you know, and it's not as funny and positive as this. So this one, Dumb and Dumber, the scene where they are peeing into a bottle. This is what I'm imagining a truck driver, because that must have been a heavy car. A truck driver was doing as he was driving up a hill and hit that car.
Quick, get me another bottle. Come on, hurry, 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 hurry. Come on, come on. Okay. Hold that. Hold that one. Hurry, we're pitching it. What are you, a camel? But thanks for noticing. Yeah. Killer boots, man. Pull your vehicle to the side of the road. License and registration, please. You fellas were going a little fast back there, wouldn't you say? You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine?
No,
Grandpa's
sir.
old
No.
cough syrup?
Yeah, but what's that?
That's nothing, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you aware that it's against the law to have an open alcohol container here in the state of Pennsylvania? Come on, give me that booze, you little pumpkin pie hair-cutted freak. Come on.
Sir, no, wait.
No, sir, don't drink. You'd keep your mouth shut if you knew it was good for you, buddy.
Here you go.
Tic Tac, sir?
All right, so I hope you found that really entertaining. That movie has stuck with me my whole life. So I love that movie so much, in fact, that I never watched part 2 because I just didn't want them to ruin it for me. Could be good, I don't know. I'll probably never find out because I don't want to mess with it. But anyway, I thought I would make for you today a passion fruit Bellini. The reason for that is that, like, the porn star martini is a testament for the fact that, like, passion fruit and prosecco go together, and they both start with P, right? So passion fruit and prosecco work together. And I was sent, I think they do, I was sent some Funkin Pro puree from the guys at Funkin. I think it was because I kept saying to everyone, like, I'm too lazy to make sugar syrup, so I'm using my Funkin Pro sugar syrup. My Funkin sugar syrup is going in all my drinks. All my drinks are getting funkined up. So the Funkin guys got in touch with me and said, hey, it's us from Funkin. We'd like to send you some Funkin stuff if you're interested. And I said, yeah, funkin me up. I love getting funkined up. So they funkined me up by sending me some Funkin stuff. And now I'm going to make a Funkin Amazing cocktail. Right? So I am decanting the stuff out of this. See that? See that? All right? That's responsible. So I don't spill it all over the place. I got more control of this. I can see what's going on. All right? I'm doing it on video. So I just didn't want to mess it up. And I'm going to make it into, oh yeah, I've already broken one of these glasses. I had it in the freezer. But if you are making drinks at home, right? Keep it simple. The Funkin puree will last for a while. You can put these in the fridge. I like, particularly in the cabin, if I'm making cocktails with Prosecco or champagne, to get smaller size champagne bottles, or in this case, little piccolos. I know it's not the most responsible if you're looking at the amount of glass that's used and everything like that. But if you are making a round of drinks, right, and you just need a tiny splash, so you're making porn star martinis, right? There's 200 mils in this. So if you think logically about it, if you're going to make a round of 6 at a time, so you've got 6 guests coming around. Any more than 6, then you start to struggle with this. But if you've got 6 guests coming around and you're giving them an ounce of Prosecco each, you know, you can cover them with spillage with one of these bottles. So that means that if you buy a bunch of these bottles and you've got them lined up in your fridge, which are easier to fit in your fridge, you're opening it each time fresh. And for this purpose, it's perfect. That keeps the carbonic acid inside. It keeps the bubbles fresh. Keep it as cold as you possibly can, because CO2 stays a liquid in liquid much better when it's really, really cold. Its natural liquid state is freezing cold. Take it, I personally, if I'm making one, start with a little bit of this, then add a little bit of this, and then top again. I stop right before the top. Now, that's really cold, and that's the reason that it hasn't frothed up too much just yet. Now, when I start to lift it, you'll get some froth, I should say, bubbles. Give it a little top again, and then keeping that 1 centimeter window. Now I ordered some straws. Didn't come, not yet. Now, me personally, I'm gonna taste that, see whether or not I'm feeling it for sweetness. My wife particularly does not like sugar in her drinks. She likes them kind of dry. I'm a sweet tooth type of person, so I'm probably gonna add sugar. Oh, it's actually really good. It's making my mouth water a little bit. So I might put just a tiny bit of sugar. All right. Now, obviously, if all your guests have the exact same palate, or you're working in a professional environment where your bar is representing a particular type of palate or type of flavor, and you're meant to be dry, just follow the spec. This is designed because ultimately there's a lot of people at home. In the UK in particular, I don't know about everywhere else in the world, but there seems to be growth in people doing pub sheds in their back gardens, having home bars. For that reason, this is the kind of drink I'd recommend. Get enough of this so you can go all night. Use the little piccolos and like 6 at a time, rounds of 6, nice and easy. So, that's perfection. Another tip, if you're adding sugar to something, it's a lot easier to add a dash of sugar. If it's too sweet, it's really hard to take it away. If it is a bit too sweet, you can always add some spirit to it. That'll dry it out. But this is perfect for me. Right, so cooking curry. I cooked a curry today. I'm going to show you me cooking a curry today. I thought it was interesting. I tried to do like a really quick 30 seconds. But I think it's important that we note that we've been given an opportunity. If you've got loads of time at home and you can't leave the house, then explore cooking. Get involved. Like this only took me 15 minutes. Well, it took me 15 minutes to cook it, but I'd done quite a bit of prep and stuff in advance, so easy. There's my cooker. My giant fridge in the background. Chopping up the chicken. Throw the chicken into the oil with spices. I put too much chili in this. Chili kind of burnt our faces off. And I could smell it. Like the heat from the chili was burning into the oil. And there's my wine. Buttery biscuit base. I like a buttery biscuit base with my curry at lunchtime. All right, now, bit of rice, bam, bam, super easy. And then I put basil leaf so there's something green on the plate, right? Try to look professional and stuff. You've got to try to look professional. It's important to try to look professional. Do the absolute best you can. That was a delicious lunch. Electra, my wife, is cooking us bolognese for dinner, which is going to be amazing. If you're going to spend all this time at home, get fresh ingredients, get some cookbooks and start practicing with it. It's definitely worthwhile doing. And if you're a bartender, it should be natural to cook. It complements what we do in the bar world really, really well, learning how to cook. Right, now, moving forward, I want to feature other people on this show. I don't want to just be standing here chatting about, I want people to be given the opportunity to distract themselves for 5 minutes in the day and make videos. So that's why I've been reaching out to people I know are good on camera, I know can present, and saying, hey man, will you send me a video? So I've reached out to a few people today. Josh actually sent me this video in time for yesterday's show, but like within a minute. And when I first opened the video, I was showing another video at the time. I seen that he said, Dean's going to put my name along here. And I was like, oh, I don't really have time for that. But that's okay. I did it this morning and it's ready to go. And I think I've got the text in the right spot. So we'll have a look at what Josh is chatting about on propping up the bar, which is his Insta. Ooh, I haven't got a shortcut for him. Bam.
Is that recording? I mean, I think that's recording. It's flashing red. Let's find out. I guess in 5 minutes I'll find out if it's recording. Hello Dean, and everyone watching the Dean Callan Show. Thank you for inviting me on. My name's Josh, for those that don't know me, and I am propping up the bar. That's a little tag that Dean's gonna put into me there, eh? At propping up the bar. Thanks mate. Yeah, based down in Cornwall, about 10 minutes from Porth Beach. That's where we're kind of like walking to and back from as our daily exercise. But I hope you're all doing well, or as well as you can be during this quite odd time. Dean asked me on the show to make a cocktail using things that are in the house. So I've got a bar, he's got a bar. Whee! Peated whiskey. Why not? So I wanted to base it around this. Usually I'll use gin and everything, but I decided to go with peated whiskey instead. I love it for a start, and the flavours that I had or saw as I opened the cupboard door screamed at me make a peated cocktail with me. So I did. I took some hot chocolate mix and some coffee and made I guess it's a syrup to a degree. Mixed the two together, add water. I wouldn't go for like over the top too much chocolate in there. But it's just a nice kind of like mellow chocolate flavour. It's not going over the top. You can have green and blacks and that style stuff of chocolate mix, I guess, if you've got it. I haven't, so I've got Cadbury's. Wine. Something else that was very close to the front of the shelf was this, Pancake Day, not that long ago, I guess. So I took that, added that with Dean. That's right, mate, water. Made like a golden syrup water, like you would a honey water, I guess. So that's going in there. I did put a pinch of salt on that as well, because I like putting salt in things. I think it makes it taste banging. Salted caramel, perf. Sweetness, bit of caffeine, whiskey, bitters. What we got? Chili bitters, chili and chocolate. Why not? A couple of little drops. When I was thinking about this cocktail as well, I was thinking about one of the previous episodes that Dean's done of the Dean Kellan Show, and he was talking about like small cocktail serves. And I picked these up from a second-hand shop down in Newquay before lockdown happened, and the perfect size. It's that after dinner. What do I want? I want whiskey, but I don't just want straight whiskey, or I do. I like that as well. So this all kind of like came together very quickly whilst we was putting this shelf up. So yeah, what we got? That. I think that's everything in there. Yeah, let's give it a shake. Obviously, I haven't got ice in the house, so this is about 4 ice cubes that I have left, literally floating around the bottom of the freezer, which is nice. But you know, use what you can. Is that leaking? Probably. Use what you can. Now I'm hoping, I like my home bar, Dean, you've got a passionate thought process behind what's in your speed rail. For me, I think that every home bar, if it has got a speed rail, that speed rail should contain 2 things. Well, more than 2 usually, but these 2 to me, it wouldn't make sense to have a home bar without having them in the rail. So, first one, a blowtorch. You obviously need a blowtorch in your home bar. I've got one just here. What other flavours go well with this? That's right, marshmallows. Well done, Dean. You're doing very well today, mate. Bit of marshmallow. Set it on fire. Chuck it in there. That'll put it out. And obviously, a bit of this as well, mate. Give it a quick shake. Give it a quick squirt. Oh, filth. And then that chocolate mix, just to finish it off, put in one of these with a bit of ice and sugar. And that, I mean, Dean, you can name this for me, but I'm pretty confident that that is going to taste pretty good. Give it a little stir, metal straw, there you go, a perfect serve. So back over to you, Dean, at the HQ of the cabin. Enjoy your time, everyone enjoy your time.
All right, so I have no idea what to name that drink. I kind of figure I'm going to be super lazy on the creative with the naming of the drink and just call it like Cabin Fever 8. Because that's what today is, Cabin Fever 8, right? Because you've got a Corpse Reviver number 2. This is Cabin Fever 8. If anyone else wants to send in a brand new bespoke cocktail recipe that I'm unable to make in the bar, I'm just going to keep calling them Cabin Fever 9, right? So if you've got a great cocktail recipe that you think I can make here, and you want to put a video out, you just want to get some creativity out, feel free to send me a message, give me the video, I'll feature it on the show, and then we'll give the date, you know, whatever day it is on there. And then hopefully we'll be able to revisit all of those and get people to vote for which one they thought was the best at some point, and I can give away like a bar kit or something like that, because I do have a bar kit that I can give away. So if you have some cocktail recipe videos, or you want to make one, and it's a quarantine one, right? It's like, it can't be a video you did a year ago with a production team. It's got to be a video that you've made on your phone at home, super chilled. We're locked inside, it's quarantine. This is what I've come up with. Like quarantini, quarantiki, whatever you want to call it, rock it out. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, I wanted to make for you, because I promised I would earlier, I just needed a bit of time, pickle ricki. So for those of you that don't know what a ricki is basically spirit with soda water and citrus without any sugar. So if you've got a Tom Collins, you know that it's spirit, well, a Collins, spirit, citrus, sweetener like sugar, and soda water. This, you don't put any sweetener with it. So in Australia, I worked there for years, people were always ordering vodka lime and soda with loads of fresh lime, and we used to have to muddle it and everything. And I was like, it's a fucking vodka ricki. It's not a vodka lime and soda. It has cordial. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it. But, you know, I could have been wrong. Anyway, what you do is you take your limes, you cut them in half, you put them in with some balsamic vinegar, and then vacuum seal them, right? So when you do that, it forces the vinegar into them. The chamber takes all the air out, which makes things expand, and then the vinegar kind of gets sucked into the expanded lime. So you've put a little bit of balsamic vinegar in, and then aged balsamic is what you need for this, because it's got the sweetness. And then you've pickled your limes, right? So flash pickling the limes is the key to a pickle ricki, right? Now, if you add 2 of those, fill in this case, it's a pickle ricki tiki mug. I'm showing off here, but you don't need a pickle ricki tiki mug. You could just use a non-pickle ricki tiki mug, or just a glass, I guess. You could just use any old glass. Feel free to use whatever glass you have lying around during quarantine. But for those of you that have a decent balsamic vinegar, just flash infuse it. You don't absolutely need to have a vacuum sealer. You could just leave it in for a little while and you get some of that flavor. But you got your vinegar in there, you got your lime, and then we're going to put spirit and we're going to add soda. Now, I'm not going to lie, the first time I made this, I used Sailor Jerry rum. And the reason I used Sailor Jerry rum, do I have Sailor Jerry rum on the back bar here? The reason I used Sailor Jerry rum was because Sailor Jerry rum has a high vanilla content, and then it has like kind of a Christmas spice flavor to it, right? So if you think about it, you've got, and this is the old recipe one, like I think it's an American, maybe this is an American one. Yeah, it's the American one, old American one. So you've got rum as a base, and then you have a bit of sugar, and you have I think it's got lime in it. But you've got a lot of vanilla flavor, right? So you've got vanilla, and then you've got spices, and you've got citrus. So if you deconstruct it, you have rum. Then you have some sugar, you have caramel coloring, and then you have Christmas spices, predominantly vanilla with citrus, right? And then we're gonna add soda. So if you deconstruct it properly, you're taking the rum base, and then you're taking all the ingredients that would ordinarily build a cola. So cola, as you know, is vanilla and cinnamon and different base Christmas style spices, I'll say, with lemon, lime, orange, and sugar, right? So same sort of thing as an Angostura bitter. So you got like some of the cola base. So I figure rum with cola flavors, citrus, and then when I have my soda, right, pickle ricki is like a dry Cuba Libre, right? Anyway, that was the thought process. It was a few years ago when the episode came out, like Pickle Rick. I immediately ran out and put a tweet out, an Instagram post, I think it was, being like, hashtag pickle Ricky, so that I could pretend I owned it. Pickle Ricky, pickle Rick. So this is actually a pretty tasty drink if I've got it right. If I don't, I'm just going to add more Cellar Jerry rum. You can't go wrong. Right. It's good. It's really good. Oh, I love vinegar in drinks. Okay, so moving on. I talk about doing regular stuff, right? If you want more of Elliot, because I thought Elliot was awesome when he came on and did his plinthing thing, and he's like sent me, check this out, ready? Hold on, I'll have to press play. Sorry, but right.
Do you even plinth?
Right? So I'd love to ask Elliot back onto the show over and over again. So if people want to see more Elliot, and wait, I can do it right now.
Do you even plinth, bro?
More Elliot? Who's interested in more Elliot? We'll ask Elliot to come on and do... I think we should beg Elliot to come on and do regular pieces, like maybe once a week, if I can continue to do this for weeks on end. We don't know how long we're going to be doing this. Anyway, so, also, I was sent it in a different language, and I already had it in English, and I figure I only speak English, so we'll stick with English. But this wheel helps you decide what you want to do, right? And in an environment where you're at home all day and you don't know exactly like what to do next, you're kind of getting cabin fever, it could be very helpful for you. Check this out. Right? So, I'm going to do my opening of a beer. I also I thought I'd take this opportunity to do my rant. We missed out on finishing the rant that I was started like a couple of days ago, where I was talking about Manhattan, because the electricity blew and we lost the internet, which you need to live stream. Today's rant: if you own a blade, right, don't open the bottles like this. Like, I don't think it was meant for that. Like, you can pinch your finger. It's dangerous, right? What you do is you kind of roll it like that. You flick it until it feels comfortable in your hand. So wherever that is, flick it over. And once you've got it locked, let me have a look at this. See if I can change the camera angle. So you got it locked under here, under there, right? And the idea is that you're pushing up, but at the same time as you're pushing up, you're kind of moving the bottle up as well. And then when you click the top off, you stop moving the bottle up. This comes down, and the bottle cap should continue to move because you release the bottle cap at the same time that you're lifting up, right? So it looks like, if I can get it right, and then you can catch it. Because you went up, bottle cap continues in that motion, and then you can catch it. Then you can put it in the bin. I didn't know how to do that when I was working in a 5-star hotel in Melbourne. I was working in the Martini Bar at the Western Hotel. I think it's on O'Connell Street or something like that, Connor Street. And the manager of the Martini Bar was telling me that he's banned blades because you end up with bottle caps all over the floor. And me being the arrogant, well, just pure arrogant, aggressive, like challenging person to manage, I said to him, well, I will use my bottle blade until I drop a cap on the floor. And when you see a cap on the floor and you point at it, I was the only bartender working at the time on that night, you know, I'll stop using it. And honestly, I was like, click. Oh, okay, gotcha. Even putting it in the bin, I was like very gingerly dropping it in the bin to make sure it didn't drop out of the bin. and I was watching the floor the whole time to make sure Phil, his name was, didn't like drop a cap on the floor just to be able to ban me from using it. And then I got more and more aggressive, well, not aggressive, more like flamboyant with it, and started popping them up and catching them and flicking them up and putting in the bin. And yeah, it was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, I was a cheeky little shit when I was young. So, I want to have a drink of this Peroni. I'm going to keep saying brand names, like Funkin'. Like, I got Funkin'd up massively. All next week, I'm going to continue to keep saying Funkin' all the time. Funkin', Funkin', Funkin'. And I'm going to use the different purees I was sent. I was also sent some really interesting syrups, but I didn't want to, like, open those straight away because the box is still sitting outside. Didn't want to, like, open those straight away and then not have played with them. I want to give them the respect that they deserve and try to come up with something that's half decent. This obviously tasted great, but it's you know, it's not rocket science. It's literally not rocket science. So, oh, that's right, the Disco Axel. Disco Axel, I had my little man in here. I had him in his chair. He was like chilling out, loving it, and he loves the disco ball. So I decided I would clean the disco ball so that I can give it to him. And like, I just ended up covering it in more dust than I had already had on it, if that makes sense. And I thought he'd give it to him to play. And I thought, because the first time he's seen it, he was super excited about it, that he would be super excited when I put it in front of him on the video. But he's too smart for that shit. Like, he's 8 months old and he's already smarter than me. It's scary to think. Yeah, anyway, have a look. Have a look at how just he already thinks his dad's lame. Right, here we go. Good luck with this. This is going to be loads of fun. Right, so where's little man? Here he is. Not impressed, buddy? It's a disco ball. Right, how much was he like, Dad, you're lame, I don't want to touch the stupid disco ball. He was like not into it at all. I just wanted to share that. That was the highlight of my day, having little man in here. The fact that he can sit at the bar now is so cool. I'm looking forward to summer where the doors can just be wide open. And you know, when we can social... Right, actually, here's another little thing I was thinking about today. Social distancing. I don't know what country you're in, but watching this, but I know that here we've been told that we have to do social distancing, right? 2 meters apart, don't come near each other. If you are gonna say social distancing, whether it's on social media or to a friend or a person, can you just for my sake, right? Just as a favor to me, stop yourself from saying social distancing. Because I don't think that's what we need right now. We don't need social distancing. We need physical distancing. Like our physical beings need to be 2 or 3 meters away from each other. But that doesn't mean we can't socialize. Like with the best of intentions, they're saying social distancing, but we need to be together as a social unit. And things like social media, things like what we're doing here today on the Dean Cowan Show, just being social, pouring out your creativity, pouring out your love for the industry, pouring out so that somebody else, whether it's through a camera or through a keyboard, is receiving the benefit of a social interaction. being social in the 21st century doesn't necessarily mean that we have to physically stand next to each other. Physical distancing, I get it, but social distancing, let's not distance ourselves. Let's give ourselves the physical space, but let's maintain social interaction through other means. Thought I would just throw that in there. Kind of came to me as I was ranting about something else. Anyway, enough with the ranting. Enough with the free flow. I wanted to give myself as much just like random chat as I possibly could, because a very dear friend of mine, Lee Linford, said that he can tell when I'm just like making it up off the fly. He said that he loves my random off the fly chat, and that's what makes me me. So, if we're gonna wing it, let's wing it. I wanted to present a book because, again, it was recommended to me by, I think his surname's pronounced Bubin, but Michael Bubin. Anyway, he recommended that, and he's helping me out a lot trying to come up with ideas for the show, that we promote a book. And I think a positive way to start is to promote a book for people I know. So I'm hoping they get any profits from this. And Joe and Daniel Schofield are two total legends, titans of industry. Titans, especially for their age. They're like super young. They make me feel really old. They've already written a book, which is crazy. The book is brilliant. Personally, when I first started moving into the cocktail realm of bartending, it was Dale DeGroff's Craft of the Cocktail. Dale DeGroff's Craft of the Cocktail, at that time, when that book came out, the flavor profiles of the recipes, so whether it's a espresso martini or a Cosmopolitan Delight, please look up a Cosmopolitan Delight. I'm going to feature one in the show next week. Whatever recipes he had, they might be a bit sweet in the original first edition for today's palate, but they were brilliant. They're like, the recipes worked. Me working in a cocktail bar, I just followed his recipes, made them to spec, and everyone loved them. They thought I made great drinks. That's what this is. This is a modern manual for classic cocktails, but with a twist. It's got, now, and it's easy to follow. You've got the recipes from everything from Planter's Punch to Ramos's, but when you start to see one of these pages, right? Let me cut to a different camera angle. So when you see that you've got your white pages and then you've got your blue pages. It's probably the color grading's not going to help. But you can see there's a slight discoloration between the two of those. Anyway, when you see one of the pages that's blue, in case you don't know all the names in here, Declan McGurk is a total legend. He's put a recipe in, so you're getting classics, and they've been curated by the boys, and the recipes are legit. But as you flick through, they've handpicked, like Mimi Schofield, right? Mimi knows her stuff. I've known her for like 10 years. So they've put modern recipes in from people that they know and trust. And that is a great addition to a book that is otherwise a manual for very good classic recipes. So having said all that, I would like to give one of these away. I don't know how the mechanics of giving one of them away works, but what I think I might do is take the names of every single person who has commented on today's feed, and then I'll put them all in a hat, and Monday, because I'm not going to do a show on Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to take that time to do a family weekend and just chill, and also come up with content. For me, it's a welcome respite to be able to cut to a video. I'd like to get more videos from people in the community from all around the world. But when I cut to a video, it means I can reset. Obviously, being live and talking consistently, it is quite a bit of an energy drain. And I think after maybe a couple of months, I'd be really comfortable with it and get better at it. But I'm managing multiple camera angles, all the props, the lights, the music, everything. I'll let the music run today. Right, so comment. If you want the book, you can just write, I'm only commenting because I want the book. Dean, I don't even like your show. I tuned in for 2 seconds by accident because Facebook made me. Right? If someone does comment on that, exact sentence, I'm gonna like it. Comment. I'll take all the people that commented, and then live on Monday, I'll put them all in a hat or I'll throw them all over the bar. Pick one out, and then that person wins the book. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy the book myself and post it to the person. So I will need to get your address, and I'll send it from Amazon because Amazon has the books in stock, but it also has an automated system. So the books will be packaged and sent without having been touched by a person. I did reach out to the boys, and they said to me they're more than happy to sign a copy and send it off to someone, but they'd rather wait until that they know that what they're doing is safe, and they know that they're not gonna, be sending COVID-19 with one of their copies of their books. So I'm going to send the book through Amazon so that you get a nice, clean, working copy that you can study and play with while you're in lockdown. And then the guys are going to be sweethearts, and they're going to sign a copy for the person that wins, which also means that, they know the person's name, and they'll send that out when everything's cool and it's all calmed down. So you're getting 2 copies of the book, one from me and one from the guys that actually wrote the book. So if anyone has anything, if you work in a brand environment and you're a brand ambassador and you're trying to find a way to keep working, keep doing some trainings, if you've got if you want to do a 2-minute coronavirus lockdown quarantine BA training and just give us the USPs on your product, particularly if I've got your product here, then I'll do a tasting with people, like visually, I can't send flavor. Send them in, let me know, because the show is not branded. It's my own thing. You don't have to be concerned about paying me money or anything like that. You can still look like you're working, and you'll be working. You'll just be digitally working. Send them in to me. I'd love to share it. And if you have some point of sale that you can send from your office out to someone, then I'll continue to do giveaways. And it could be something real simple like a julep strainer or a spoon or something like that. That'd be great. Anyway, this has been the Dean Callan Show, Cabin Fever. I'm signing off until Monday. And Monday, I promise you, I'm gonna make a great episode. It's gonna be the greatest episode. It's gonna be the most greatest episode. People will say stuff like, "That's the greatest episode I've ever seen." It's gonna be great. I mean, we're making Cabin Fever great again. It's gonna be so great. Thank you so much, everybody. And what is the number 4?